Ah, hello. All right. Jeez, that was a bit. Did that keep chopping up to you? That intro?
Yeah.
Just me.
Learning. It's a learning process, right? Second time or third time on Restream, but
It
seems to be
is.
going on.
All right. Hello, everyone. How are you going? Eliza, hello, and hello. I haven't seen you for a while. How you going? Hopefully, there's a few more out there. Welcome, Bernie, back again. How are you?
Hello. Welcome to all you beautiful souls. We are still here, going day by day.
No. Got your life shirt on there. It's not the flower of life, it's the leaf of life.
Seed of life, I call it. It's this design sacred geometric pattern is called the seed of life, so I called this design the weed of life.
The weed of life. Nice. Very good. All right. Hippie Shake. Hello, Michael. How you going? Joseph. Hello, Maddie Bell. Hello. Benjamin Balderson. Hey, mate. How you doing? All right. Yeah, today, like last week, we had a look at.
Thanks for joining us all.
All right. Benjamin here. He's, yeah, no doubt it's going to want to have
JP,
to. We should get him on sometime and have a bit of a chat, I think. Oh,
yeah,
we're talking over each other.
With Ben Odin's Alchemy there, brothers. Sorry, I missed our booking on May 10th. I effed up. But Ben has been on a couple. We've done a couple, like where he came on the end of my live streams for 2 or 3 hours there. And I owe him one big one for his channel. I am very sorry, Ben. On the next one, we will have you. I will email you also about the 26th if you want to join on Leak Project again, and Campbell as well. Next Thursday, the 26th, I've got 4 hours booked with Rex there. So if you want to be one of the special guests featured on it, you are more than welcome to come do a Tartaria special again.
All right, yeah, we can do that for sure, for sure. I forgot Jim. Hello, how you going? Mountain Cat. Hello, Joseph, Michael, Benjamin. No problem at all, brother. Yeah, together and do a free energy type show. Alrighty. So yeah, last time we looked at the Great Wall of Tartaria, and of course we spent what 2 hours marking that out, and then when I turned off Google Earth, it didn't save any of the points. So I'm gonna have to go and do some. But we're going to go and have a bit of a look. There's so much stuff.
Out the drain. Thanks, Google.
I know. The sound guys, let me know if it's breaking up. There's been a few sort of issues with the sound, so let me know. I've got my green screen, but yeah, hopefully that'll make it a bit better. Tracy, how you going? Any Wild, welcome to it here. Michael Joshua Lewis, hello. Happy birthday, Hippie.
Happy birthday, Hippie.
Oh, is it Hippie's birthday? Hippie Shake, 29. And you're 29 again, Hippie Shake. Awesome. It's a good age, 29. Sound is A-O. Thank you, Joseph. Sound is cutting in and out. Oh, God, there we go. Yeah, that's what I found. Well, yeah, I think we're just going to have to do this one, and I'm going to have to get another streaming service. So it just doesn't like
100%.
My computer or something.
Yeah, you are kind of glitchy there. I've been meaning to. It's the process of connecting my PayPal to a Visa card to the StreamYard, which I'm going to get done here in the next week so that we can finally use StreamYard to the multi-streams again, because it seems to be the best so far that I've
it was really good until they switched our accounts and
screwed everything up. Yeah.
Right up. But yeah, no, this one is like, yeah, it's a bit glitchy. So we're gonna share Google Earth. We're going to yeah, hopefully it won't be hopefully it won't glitch. So I'm going to share the screen. We'll jump into this and then we'll come back and have a chat. Google Earth. All right. So
Part 2 of the Great Wall of Tartaria.
Part 2. And as most of the wall has gone. So this is basically where the wall was. It was up here. All up here, wasn't it?
Up the Dnieper River. And then from Dnieper, it started heading northeast towards the Russian border, and then along that big canal from the Dnieper, and then cuts Olaf's video, the part 2 of it, go through all of Siberia east up to the North Arctic there, or what used to be called the Tartarian Sea or Sea of Tartaria.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll have to keep going on this journey. I found another canal. Same thing, right? Just these dead.
Just everywhere. What? Okay, those are fun. For anyone that wonders why those circles are, that's just the center of a sprinkler agricultural wheeling around, and that's why there's these big green circles everywhere. That's just normal farming.
Exactly. I think we showed this time. That big flower thing. Obviously, like this is mining dumps, because you can see like the bright blue lakes, brown. It'll all be like from mining. But I can't see a mine around. Maybe it's just where they dump their fertilizer. No, look at the colors, right? It's just, and it's literally like a perfect flower. It's got like the stem. It's got the bulb here. It's got just like a painting of a flower.
Yeah, and doesn't look like there's actually it's an estuary or like a river going into it either. That's kind of strange. Looks like roads.
Oh yeah, it's not. These are roads. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. They're on top like it's salt or something.
Yeah, it could be salt.
Isn't it?
Absolutely.
Just different coloured salts, maybe. Pretty cool. And this canal just keeps on going all the way down. Oh, we lost it, back down. And so there's so much stuff around here. That's one thing that I found. Over here, this is where Laura lived over. And this is the kind of thing that we're seeing everywhere in this region, is just mass structure that's just been destroyed. Like you can see, that's a star. That's a star fort, like a big star. This probably used to be you can see we've got the walls along here. Star fort walls, right? Here's our corner. Down here, a bit of geometry, of course. And it's just been destroyed. Now down here we have like this is basically they're calling this a fortress. You can see the walls going along. So we see these everywhere, just old world infrastructure, and they just build all over the top of it. So who built all this stuff? That's what we're trying to discover.
Written out of history. Well, I guess it's kind of documented. The CIA did state that the Soviet Union suppressed the Tartarian history at the end of World War II. So it's the maps that tell the true story, really.
It is. And that's how Olaf the Sverker has found a lot of this stuff, is he was referencing old. And this, right, I don't know, is this the remains of a star? It almost looks like there's a corner here got these sort of funny shapes in the ground. And look down here, what's that? Some kind of eye looking at of Ra. So there's just so much stuff under the ground. And of course, look at this size as well, which is, I think, is why I marked it. It looks like a squiggly star, right? Look at this canal. And in here, we just have all these, you know, what's clearly old infrastructure where there's been walls, or there still are walls under the ground. The whole place is at it. Look at these right angles everywhere. So we're literally just, you know, living on the remains of previous civilizations. So this one is crazy. Oh, look at that. There's another blue lake. Oh, it's the same one. Oh my God, hang on. I'm in the wrong spot. What am I doing?
Okay, so that was Crimea around Azov, Sea of Azov there that we were just looking at. That was right in the heartland of the conflict.
Of the what?
Of the current conflict, where you definitely
yes.
And pray for those souls. May a negotiated peace come soon. So now
this is a big lake. Lake, what's it called? Lake, what's the name there? Lake Ladoga.
This is right by St. Petersburg, correct, in the Baltic Sea? Just off of the Baltic Sea.
Yeah, this is, over here. So first of all, we'll go down here because this canal is just ridiculous. So we've got this star fort, of course, just sitting out in the, why not? But then we have this canal. Now look at this canal. It comes in from the ocean. So does that mean it's, oh no, this is a lake, so it's probably freshwater. But look how close it is to the coast. And this canal goes forever. And look, it's literally right on the coast.
And it's pretty similar to like what we see in the old Holland Dutch areas with the massive star forts around there as well. Right around where, oh my goodness, Fort Capellicius lives around there. We still need him to get us some on the ground footage there. That just keeps on going. Eh?
It just keeps on, and it's dead, you know, like these are dead straight. The other one that sort of joins up with it almost every now and again.
Parallel-ish towards it.
I think that's as far as I traced it. Look at, so let's see, right? How far is that? How do I do this? What's that? 118,000 meters. What's that? Is that how many kilometers? 11 kilometers?
That'd be 118 kilometers. 118
bigger than that. 118 kilometers,
11? Yeah, 118, I believe. If it was 100,000.
It's got to be. It can't be 11. But that's also a straight line. The thing is, who's right? Who built? Oh, and there's another. What?
Oh, that looks like a sunken star fort in the middle.
That looks like someone stuffed up when they were putting the photos together to make this. That square's in the wrong spot. Weird. So yeah, this up over here. More star forts just dotted all throughout the water here. These used to be above water, we don't know. I mean, it doesn't, you know, they look like man-made islands, don't they, really? And all of them, you know, they're called forts. These buildings are just ruins. There's no roofs on them. And again, there's all these funny imprints in the ground everywhere.
Look at that perfect wall, the seawall, and then the
yeah.
first of the island wall on it. Like that's all man-made construction, probably megalithic block work, if anything, or brick.
Well, I mean, you can see
towers
half of this wall's sunk under the water.
Yeah.
Or wouldn't they be like maintaining it? You know, there's more out here. This one's just a random island. Bits of old, you know, imprints of old buildings and things on it. Another one down here. This one, it looks like they're using. They've kept the roof on this building. Oh, look at the square around it. See that?
Right? Wow. And it's like, this is what China's now doing in the South China Sea, in those Spratly Islands, that's what they're called. But the amount of resources and technology that we have today to be doing this, and then they claim that they were doing this a couple 100, 300, 400 years ago. It's like, how? It's insane. It's the official narrative is complete BS, and it's falling apart one brick, one star fort, one wall at a time.
Thing is, this was built, it's better than what they can build today. But yeah, they built it 400 years ago, right? And you can see they've used this. This would have been old bits of stars, I reckon, that they've used here to build their bridges across. Now, so can you see this line here?
Yeah, the old citadel walls here, right? If you zoom out the bird's eye view, this entire
down here.
This was, oh, there it is, right here. There you go.
It was massive. It was a massive, star. So
total leftover citadel design.
Yeah, and then I don't know if there's whatever's there's gone, but then you can see it was up here. So this massive star, and then down in the middle of it we get, oops, there. Is that good? Kind of wonky, but we get this perfect square, right? A moated city. It looks a lot like a circuit board. I can't. Gosh, I'm trying to get it square. Come on, work, Google Earth. What are you doing to me? Oh, I give up. All right, there it is. So square, got a water cooling basin here. And then look at this. Now, what's this called? Oh, basically a church, right? Look at this drawing in the ground. This actual tiles in the ground. And doesn't it look like it's
I guarantee that has to be underground building, like underneath it. Like it's probably that entire park and footprint is probably one giant underground structure, at least like several floors deep, if not further.
It's ridiculous, and like perfectly straight lines. And then we've even got this little one here off to the side, like another little computer chip.
Like these canals going in and around that entire cathedral area. That's so crazy. Giant moats around. Like, no, this had to do with water power generation. It looks like a modern day nuclear power plant almost, or hydro plant combined between the two, right?
Mm-hmm. And very, very similar to places like Angkor. And look at this thing, and this cross. I can't zoom in because I don't think because we're on the ground. Oh, hair around it, around the cross, which is interesting because it's in a square. Oh, it's not going to let me go forward. Okay, I'm going to have to exit. But we got inside before into this cathedral. Let's see.
Which, oh yeah, it's just insane in there. Like the gold tablets hanging everywhere. Oh, above, look at that.
Now, but look at the domes. It's just ridiculous. Of course, it's all organized. Yeah, these massive chandeliers. Oh my God. Okay, we just jumped. Yeah, these things, I can't really zoom in on them, but check out these chandeliers. Look, I mean, look at this one in the middle. What is going on there?
All these balls
What you
hanging
see
from,
in the,
probably filled with mercury.
yeah, this, yeah, up here, yeah, and here. And it's kind of like what you see there's a bit, you know, you see a lot of this kind of stuff hanging from the roofs, don't you? Look at the cables in there just to hold it up. Just everywhere. Oh, here we go, there's a nice one.
And I speculate some of those cables, they connect to iron bars that then go through the bricks and into the domes, and they might even just be power conduits to the actual chandeliers themselves. Or
Yeah,
at least they
just
used to if it's no longer
yeah.
functioning. But before, look at all of those. Is those golden tablets along the wall there? Like, what is all of that? That's nuts.
This, yeah, I don't know. Of course, it's all like in marble or, you know, man-made marble, but, you know, some kind of insulating
Yeah, like
tiles.
dielectric or piezoelectric shells. And JP, if you're still watching, you could give us the proper terms. I'm having a brain fart. Or if Mike was watching. But yeah, how it like produces the radio wave guide generation and insulating and then conductive layers between them. It's just they're made as energy plants, power plants, factories, something like it's more likely a higher dimensional, interdimensional portal of some sort, or like in some of those ones. It's just crazy.
Well, look at that. There's a dude right there going up through a portal.
Exactly, like remnants
And on the
of a
ground
prior
too.
higher civilization. Now look at that, there's pine
Can't
cones
get a good view of it.
everywhere.
Yeah, and they're under the domes. I'm pretty sure. Got two here, so it looks like they're mirroring the all fractal designs. Whoa! Oh my God! Oh, now we're outside. Look at that. So there you go.
Those gold domes, like, I guarantee like it lights up inside or glows or powers when there's like a thunderstorm or some sort of like charged atmospheric around. Like there's just no way about it. Like it's just the energy involved with those metals and structure. Oh, we got a pyramid coming out of the ground at the end of the court. Of course there's an underground building between the two and all throughout that. That's
there you go, lined up perfectly
from the former port buried civilization. Like,
and what? Oh, okay, that's that's not from the previous civilization. That's the false idol. But yeah, I mean, so bizarre. And like, yeah, look at this. This is all in the ground. Interesting. It's a big anchor, but it kind of looks like it's, you know, of this, right? So there you go. A big, who knows, right?
I have to quickly answer to Seamus about being anti-Einstein. He was a pimp on, and I have him on the $100 bill if he could see that, because he sold science. And he stole a lot of science. Love Tesla, Einstein on a $100 bill. Oh, I guess
you want Einstein on a $100 bill.
Not really a fan of Einstein.
Einstein,
he science, basically, he sold science.
Yeah, exactly, and he
stole a lot of patents and suppressed a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was just being nicer. This is this St. Petersburg Fortress?
Yeah, I believe so. If it's on the Petersburg, definitely.
So this is just a full-on old world city. We've got the canals, of course. You always see this sectioned off bit that sort of, so there's always like an inner city. And yeah, exactly. There's always a citadel, and here we go, right? We've got a big sort of fish-looking citadel there on its own. And of course, up here we've got the crown. You can see still imprinted. They've left a bit of geometry.
Are those massive cathedrals just above it on the hill there, above the crown, it looked like?
This, isn't it? Oh, that's a music hall. Of course it is.
Old power station.
So that's the tune. Oh, okay. And look, there's another big one there. Big. What is it? I don't know. Something.
Right? Giant dome.
Interesting city, this place, though. I think you can see. Yeah, see out here, you can see a bit more
bastions on the
star along
petals on the top. Yeah, the leftover canal petals.
Is that all I found here? I think so, but if you come, I think this is one I was looking at. They've got like all these. Oh God, now I've lost them.
These canals. Oh, look at the center to the right there, spiraling out. The grid parts.
Look at that.
Wow.
Got in the middle of it.
And that copper roofing. Like that's
this thing
so much energy.
Oh, at the front of it, two big domes. Oh, should we go in and have a see if we can have a look?
Giant underground tunnels connecting them.
Alright, so there you go. We've got two big dome buildings. Of course, you know, if these are from, if you've just joined us, or Italy maybe. But we just happen to be in Russia. And then, yeah, look at that. And they just line of kind of, again, just totally Greco-Romano looking buildings. And we're in Russia. But you see this all the time, boulevards that link everything up. And then it comes down to this. So what is this? Let's go have a quick look. Oh God, I'm in the wrong spot. God, look at these buildings here, man. What? This is just fully old. These are cool. And of course, there's buildings exactly like this.
Right.
In Fremantle.
From the New World US to Canada to Greece to Argentina to China to Japan to Korea. They're everywhere in the old cities.
And it's just, and it's the way they're set out as well. Like always these, oh, there you go, right? These two buildings and the big boulevard down to another building. And then, of course, a bit of geometry.
Campbell,
at the end.
How easy would it be for you to pull up one of the old world maps of St. Petersburg so we can just compare the Star Fort development of it?
Oh,
right, because that's another major thing that a lot of people aren't, or new to the Star Forts don't really, or aren't aware of, is that pretty much every major city that existed in the 1600s and back, all the way up to the 1700s, were designed in these star city, star fort shaped citadel layouts. And it's across the globe, whether it's Shanghai, whether it's St. Petersburg, Moscow, England, throughout Holland, Dutch, all of Europe. It's crazy. And then also in the New World, like Ottawa, Toronto, Montreal, and then New York, all of the 13 colonies. It's crazy. It's everywhere. And it was a global build right on that level. It's unexplained that why was everything built in this specific geometric harmonized way throughout the entire realm.
Yeah, indeed. And mate, it's like that wall we showed last time. If you haven't seen that, guys, go check it out. Great Wall of Tartaria. Just this massive wall with no explanation of where it came from, who built it, when it was built, anything. And it's just been destroyed and blown up.
We should play Olaf's, or part of Olaf's part 2 of that in this stream as well here, after we show the old world map, maybe, that shows the second part of that same wall going all the way through Siberia and through Russia, and it's actually in better condition for the most part, going through most of the Siberian Russian area. And those are the ones that lack any sort of description or build or date or actual history.
Cool. All right, let's whoops. Russia. That one. Okay, so this is St. Petersburg. I'm not sure what year. Who knows? But yeah, you can see, like, look at this whole part of it completely walled. Looks like their farm where they're growing food. This is the citadel that we looked at. That's still there. That was the crown bit on it. And then we've got the old building that's there. And then down below it, another star. So there should be another star down there. I'll have to have a look. So this one looks like it's a bit later. This has got to be a
pretty old one too. I think this is an older one because it was more developed and stuff. It's St. Petersburg's pretty old, but yeah, see the main island on the left there, even the giant star wall all around it there, and that's the same wall that runs through the video that we did last week of Great Wall of Tartaria. It's the same style with these buttresses or petals or bastions, whatever you want to call them. But it's the same design that runs through the entire continent, Eurasian continent, essentially, from the Baltic, or not the Baltic, the Black Sea by Crimea there, and up the Dnieper River, through all of Ukraine, and then through all of Siberia, northeast up to what is now the Arctic Ocean called there, but formerly the Sea of Tartaria. And it's just insane. And without that having official history, that's the largest architecture of this design. Yet the design is in every old world map and city and build across the realm.
It is. So let me have a look at this video. Okay, there we go. Where are we? Need one of those little button things that you've got, Bernie.
Yeah, right. I got to get this thing working. I will get the Stream Deck working. I just put in the private chat. I just sent to you the part 2 of the Wall of Olaf there. All right.
All righty. So who have we got here? Oh gosh, Jacob Law. Hello, Nio Reed, Christian. Anonymity. The Jew line is interesting. Jew line. Dave Martin. Hello. So does that mean that that's people watching on Facebook? Is that what that's doing? Is there people watching on Facebook? If there are, hello.
No, I believe that's from my YouTube channel. It's paired from mine, I think.
Oh, that's from your YouTube. Yeah. I saw you did that. I don't know how you did it, but I saw you were streaming.
But it might also. I should check if it's live on my Facebook. And on my Twitter.
Geez, Scotty, hello. Gary Baxter, hello. Thistle, Ken, hello. Christian is on YouTube. All right, there you go. Jacob loves it. All right, is it? How's the stream? Is it? It's not too clicky. It seems to be looking good from my problems with the Google Earths, but it seems to be going on. Right.
It seems pretty decent for mine as well. So.
All right. Autodidactic live. I'm on. You are. You're live. You're live, Christian. Go. I forgot I can do this. Woohoo. All right. Hello. Okay, Ken. Also, the link
We are
to
live
Bernie
on my Twitter,
in the
so
description
you
below.
need to get live on yours next time, Campbell.
I need to get
live
what?
on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
Live on
So
Twitter too. Yeah, I've got a Twitter channel, so I need to work all that out.
We're live online.
I'm live on yours. If you're on Twitter, go and subscribe to Autodidactic. Is that what it's? I can't remember. I think it's Autodidactic Cam, maybe Autodidactic Cam. Yeah, I don't know. They kept shutting my channels down. I'd start a Twitter, I'd make a comment, channel, so I ended up with like about 4 dead channels. And then I got an email saying,
shitless, so.
back on. Random email. We're letting you back on Twitter. Stream is fine. Thank you, Windsor.
You literally got reinstated because of Elon. That's awesome.
Elon, I know, right? It's just bizarre. Sandy 123. Hello, Liverpool,
and we
England.
Love all of you. So, for my progress of my alchemy, this is pure monoatomic gold-silver combination that I believe the ancient alchemists call the Philosopher's Stone, and I have started to consume very small amounts of it, guinea pigging myself with what I believe to be the Philosopher's Stone, monoatomic gold-silver.
And I was going to ask you, that you know, the white stuff, can you cut out and turn into a powder? Because they talk a lot about powder, don't they? Like in the old world, and the powder and the matter.
Absolutely can and does, and that's the goal of it, is that I rinse it to get all the salt out, and then from there you dehydrate it and dry it, and it turns into the white fluff, the white powder. That is white powder, not white power, okay? So don't get the two confused.
Duh. Yes, exactly. And if you didn't know, I have another channel called Spiral Up, so go across, check it out, subscribe if you like it, stuff. All right, I will figure. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm getting there.
We're learning one day at a time.
All right, so let me just. We are getting there. Did I show all of the Google Earth stuff? I think I did. Oh no, I had one more also that I found. My Enroll saying, look how big Russia is now.
We did everything we had saved last time, right? The savages.
So this is, I don't know. I don't even know where it is. What country? Give me a country name. Thank God I'm a country boy.
So that's still in the Baltic. That's Kramatorsk.
It's between.
I think that's the Russian area of off the Baltic Sea there. What's it called? Fuck. I know this. It's right below Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania.
Anyone in the chat? Fredericksburg apparently is there anyway. But this is the same thing. You come down here and it just looks like this. I mean, it just looks like a 50s industrialized, smashed out kind of city, doesn't it? Just
Crimea. This is off the Baltic Sea, guys. It's the part right below Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Kramatorsk? No.
Just above Poland. Yeah, above Poland and below Lithuania.
It's the one part.
But this is
it's also Russia. It's a Russia enclave.
Oh, is it? Maybe that's why it doesn't have a name on it. Yeah, it's smashed right, but look, this is all. Look, this is Starfort. Look at these bastions.
Right, look at that.
Right, and this, you can see this was, and they've smashed that up. Of course, we've got canals. Yeah, now down here, I don't know why, but look, there just happens to be a star right there. Like this is what they say is Berg. And it's not much of a star fault, but it's got a star in the middle of it, which I just found very interesting. And then here's more of the star. See down here, and up across here, you can just see it in the street. These angles. So basically, this would have been another massive star. So Fredrickson, maybe I'll have a quick look. Let's see. Fort Frederick. You've got to talk, Bernie. Fort
Kaliningrad. It's Kaliningrad. Sorry, I was looking it up. It's the Russian area below, between the two, that Russia retained after the fall of the Soviet Union, and it's called Kaliningrad is the region.
There you go. Look for Fort Fredrickson. Oh gosh, there must be lots of them. What grad?
Kaliningrad. K-A-L-I grad. Kaliningrad.
Kaliningrad. Oh wow, it looks like there's castles and all types in there.
Where Russia's amber like jewel palace was stolen from during World War II by the SS or something, I believe, if legend goes correct.
Wow.
There's a giant amber palace.
Destroyed. It looks like it was just a massive star. So, where are we? Here we go. So, all right, we are back. So, what time did we start? About 1:30, wasn't it? Okay, so cool. We've got a bit of time. Look at all these amazing people in the chat. Hello to you all. Candace, Leslie, hi. The Jakey again, doing a good job. Thanks to all the mods as well.
Absolutely.
Rotman.
To everyone watching, if you live by these star forts, old world cathedrals, stuff like that, please be the on the boots ground for us and take videos and pictures of these spots, because you never know what anomalies you will find, and we are all in this together. So please do go out and explore. And I myself, I got a drone. I'm finally going to take it out. I'm going to take it to Drumheller, Alberta Badlands. It's world famous for all of the dinosaur skeletons or dragon skeletons. And I swear on my life, I experienced one of those things, like it was like a pterodactyl or something at 3:30 in the morning fly over me. I was outside at my friend's place. I had a laser. I lasered it and everything. Like, oh God, the hair on my back still stands up every time I remember it. But anyways, it's what I believe is there's a whole bunch of pyramids or these mounds that are throughout Drumheller, and that they're ancient remains of pyramids. So I want to take my drone out there and get some better video of that, as well as the Hoodoo Badlands, which they're everywhere with these fairy chimneys. It just looks like these plasma decimated catastrophe old ruins. And if it's a valley full of pyramids, well, that would be a pyramid city that was taken out by some sort of catastrophe. And then also going by Canmore, Banff, Alberta there, there's national parks throughout there, and there's this one mountain that I went hiking at before that we found on the other side of the mountain valley, a giant mountain cliff that looked like it had a stairway carved into it, and then a giant path like a few hundred feet up, and then went into these different caves that were like just squared. It was all looked carved, and there were these giant like guardians above it and stuff, as well as Site 3 being the Medicine Hat Badland Guardians there that we've talked about and shown a few times, that look like those Nazca line things, the big native heads and stuff. Want to go explore that area. And lastly, the Omagh, what's called Canada's Stonehenge. It's a 4,500-year-old, they say at least 5,000-year-old star alignment henge, and try to do some eclipses and stuff like that. And plots the different heavenly bodies on their calendar and see what they're doing.
Bloody oath, yeah. And everyone, and Google Earth too, and just check out what is around you, what's close. You see what you can find, and then get out on the ground. Here you go. Someone wants to share Ethel Christotem Alchemist Lab. Do you have an email in your account, Bernie?
Yes, it should be posted under my regular description
or whatever.
Yeah,
Cool.
in the about or in my regular videos in the description. I believe I have it listed.
Cool. All right, links in the description for Bernie's channel, Alchemist Lab. Excuse me. An email and make contact, because I'm getting my emails sorted now. I have someone helping me with it, so that's good. So until it's under control, don't send me anything, or else I just won't see it. All right. Christian B. Mexico. Oh, Mexico. Yeah. I'm thinking of going to Mexico soonish. Meeting some people. Oh, there you go. I could like swim across and meet in the middle, right?
I'd love to go to Mexico again soon. Finally, if this crazy monkeypox business that I'm concerned on that one, like, just appears out of nowhere as soon as this pandemic's over, like
We'll have to call it gorilla flu.
Hey, congratulations on the teal revolution that happened in Australia. Apparently, a lot of independents, I heard, got voted in for once instead of the two main parties. Like, it's a start at least, right? So it's to the people.
Yeah, it's getting better. Like, we had to change government, apparently, but we all know that. But yeah, like a lot of independent like senators got in, so in the House there's more independent voices. But of course in Australia we've got like two-party preferred, which many different parties, but at the end of the day all the votes are just going to those two top parties. Everyone just like preferences. Right. So
that's what
a third party could never.
I mean, we have more than two.
See,
right?
All the independents should have made a third party and gone, we're just going to all preference each other.
They still do. Well, would they be able to? Maybe, like, hopefully that's the next step, right? If you got that many independent voices, hopefully they do come together and create something.
Create something. Yeah, something that's better than we got. But two major parties preferenced each other. I don't know how that works, but it's completely illegal as well. So the whole elections also, it's God, don't take me down for that YouTube. I'm talking about Australia. So yeah. Australian election, Australia. 2022. All right, I'm going to share video. I'll turn down the volume, and we shall. Hang on, what I'll do here. Okay, we'll go a bit trippy for a minute. Whee! There we go. So this is Olaf. This there you go. So go and check out. Give him a like. Subscribe.
Please come back to YouTube. We miss you and your videos.
And as you can see, like just back then, what he's done, he's actually gone through and got all the old maps, and he's found the forts and finds the remains of the old forts. You can see there he's pulled up a map of
oh, Campbell, do you mind hitting like the full screen? Oh yeah, beat me.
Yeah, is that better? That one. Okay, yeah. So he gets the old maps and goes, oh, there was a fort there. And then he goes through and finds them. So he finds heaps of stuff. Let's see what he's got down. A lot of it's kind of been destroyed, so it doesn't look that good. But then some of them are just like this one here. Here you go. Just in the middle of a wall.
Right, the wall segments he finds along this, they get better and better the deeper in Siberia he goes.
Mm. Oops. And so you can imagine, you know, if this is, you know, Siberia and Russia and that kind of area, which is still pretty green, right, and habitable, you can imagine what could have been, you know, in Australia, you know, in the Middle East, that are all these blast zones now. So I want to start checking out Australia on Google Earth, because I reckon there must be. Unfortunately, we don't have the old maps. There you go. He's got some other structure just sitting out.
Right? Like there's so many
there.
different pyramids in Australia too and stuff that have been found on Google Earth. Like, and I'm glad you brought up North Africa, because like you've shown some of the old Starfort maps of that area, and that apparently that used to be filled with lush jungle lakes and stuff. And it's like we're told it was thousands of years, but it's like on the maps it says like 1600, 1400, and it's like these lush cities and rivers that no longer exist.
Yep. Yeah. And then they kind of tell us, they just get the time frame wrong, right? They tell us, oh yeah, it used to be green, it used to be full of water, but they 1,000 years ago.
Or an eye, or, and it's like they reset it where some of the maps are probably 3, 4, 5,000 years old, and they say that they're only a couple hundred, and then there's some that are probably like brand new that they claim, or inverse of what I just said, older maps that they claim are newer, and newer maps that they claim are older. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. They just, I mean, and I heard someone say, you know, all the maps,
or an I or a 1, right? That it's probably different.
Yeah.
For each different centuries. Or millennia.
Yeah,
millennia,
yeah.
I mean, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, and we don't know when they're from, really. Flood maps, you know, especially the ones that show Hyperborea and stuff, right?
Yeah, and like the original Tartarian ones where it shows that shelf off of northern Siberia that no longer exists, but you go on Google Earth and it's like sunk down, and they're called their continental shelf. But before, in the oldest Tartarian maps, it shows it actually being these castles and land. And I forget what video it was I saw that lined up and it put one over the other, and it was perfect. Like, just crazy.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
yeah,
here he goes. Here's where he
tried that with
again.
North America. Yeah. And I mean, again, look at the distances involved here. It's just ridiculous. Section of it.
Like, it literally runs from the Black Sea to the Atlantic, from the heart of Eastern Europe to like pretty much North Asia, I guess, or yeah, it's essentially how far east it goes to the Tartarian Sea, Arctic Sea.
And you can see like that big old, you know, it looks like a canal, right? They're just, you know, it's either been blasted or filled in, so it's not connected anymore. But another thing he shows a lot as he goes along is just the blast zone. Like there's just holes in the ground everywhere. It's just blast zone in some areas. So come on, to put a bit of.
It really, really does, right? And like in geology, geography, like post-secondary I took, they're like, oh, it's from glaciers. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Like how there's all of these holes, and then it's like you compare it to these supposed nuclear blast testing zones, and it's these perfect indented blast craters throughout the entire area. And then there's some Russian Tartarian channels, like I saw stories they did a few years back where they were deciphering old the invasion of Moscow by Napoleon and stuff, and it's like they were reading the descriptions, translating, and it truly sounded, they were debating whether it was a nuclear attack of some sort on Moscow at that time. And it puts forward real questions of this. Was there former nuclear war only 400, 500, 600 years ago that destroyed these realms?
or closer, yeah, and or at least, you know, if it's not nuclear, it's big, you know, devastating war with, you know, chemicals and massive
Yeah, higher
explosions,
technological
because that's what we see.
weapons, right?
Mm.
Advanced maybe
Yeah,
plasma weapon, who knows? But massive technologically advanced civilization, war, and devastation. And then probably it would have been like we had like maybe a nuclear winter or some sort of catastrophic like weather reset system for a couple
yep,
hundred years. That's where you're getting these mud floods and all that, maybe heavy rains, floodings, all of that. And then just a couple hundred years ago, once it all simmered down again, that's when they had the flood of repopulating everything, the robber barons coming in and conquering everything, and it would make sense.
yep, taking over, yeah, yeah, and just rewriting the history as they did it. And I mean, it's, have you seen read the books, The Tripods, or seen the? That's pretty cool. That's about yeah, it's just like a sort of more like a kids series, like a teenagers, you know. So it's worth it. They made, I think they made, because there's 3 books. I think they made book 1 and 2 into a show, and then they never finished. But it's of a reset world, living, you know, in a reset world, you know, and they've got all this stuff around, all this tech, and they don't know what it is or how to use it or anything. That's exactly what's happened. People have moved in, all this infrastructure, they don't know what it is. Right? I don't even know it's there most of the time.
Atlantis was taught as official academic history up until the turn of the century and essentially World War I. And after that, it was they no longer taught catastrophism. They no longer taught Atlantis, and it was then scoffed at from that point forward. But before that time, like through the 1800s, 1700s, it's documented that it was official history that it was we came from Atlantis, and then it makes sense when they would be exploring and seeing all these past ruins and past grander civilization and technology even, that hey, oh, that's where it came from, as opposed to now where we live in this YOLO, we're the best ever sort of mindset and programming, that we don't question it, we don't see it, it's impossible to believe, and thus we are the greatest we ever can be, instead of deciphering the past, figuring out all of these advanced technologies, sciences, and systems that clearly are out there, that clearly we understood at some point and have ignorantly lost.
Yeah. And it's just, yeah, see, the stars are a massive part of it. Definitely been disconnected from the wall there, but, you know, this is, for anyone who's watching, these ramparts, look at that, they're all equidistant. Well, they're not even, I mean, I guess they are ramp. But this look how straight that line is. How were they doing?
Like the amount of terraforming is just crazy.
And yeah, the amount of work going in, but just to map it out and get it so straight, you know, without all the work.
Archaeological research going into this, and it's like, I bet you it's a massive brick wall, brick build that's probably like trillions or quadrillions of bricks to put it across that entire continent. Like, it's just insane.
So I'll have to find out. I'm gonna have to watch this video and find out exactly where it is, because you can see it's all the same in all these triangle bits, and it's clearly just a massive defensive wall which has got star forts all the way through it. And it's, you know, all you'll find is stuff on maybe some of the stars, and they'll just say, oh, well, that was a fort, you know, of course, right? Just built in the middle, just built in the middle of Russia, right? This is where they would build a fort, not on the borders. And all the farms just have bits in the fields where they just, you know, crop around them, because
plowing right over it.
Yeah, because clearly there's big way.
Hey, there's Capalicious. Welcome, hey, Cap. We need you to go out and do some boots on the ground photography of the canals and cathedrals and star cities of where you live, good sir. You're in the heart of Starfortlandia.
He is. I think I did a video on this Capalicious a while back. It's a really nice one. And isn't it interesting that in that part of the world, staying star forts, but we don't see the walls. There must have been walls there too. But in Russia, it's just all pretty much, isn't it? Unless it's in the middle of a city, it's yeah. But look at this wall; it just goes forever. It just keeps on going. And this is so those canals that we've looked at. Like the amount of work to go into this is just like there's no way they could explain.
And to claim that it was done pre-industrial revolution, like technological wise, it's insanity. Like it's plain ignorance and stupidity, really, because it's impossible.
Look at the straight lines in it. Like the straight lines are ridiculous. And again, there you go. There's a bit of. Oh, he's got a.
Yeah, here it's actually above ground, like this deserty area. Look at that. That's actual wall now above the ground built. Like we need to be able to go out there and get someone to take pictures and maybe samples of it to see what sort of composite material it truly is and the height of it. And it's.
And also, you know, there's got to be a lot more walls around. Right? Got to be walls around everywhere under the ground. Like even like that Wall Street. It's called Wall Street because it was the wall, the boundary of the walled city.
Wall of the Starport. The Star City, right?
Every city's got to have them. They just, the foundations, you know, at least some of the foundations have still got to be there. We need like hands. Can you get them so you can walk around like a metal detector but just look under the ground?
Right. That's an interesting question. We got to get Paul Cook on. I'm going to email him again and get him on for next week. Same time, I guess, if we turn this into weekly Monday, Tuesday thing, because he's figured out how to use the LiDAR integration system or service through Google Earth, I believe. But he's been using it pretty good in some of the areas that he's been exploring recently. And we should actually, once done playing this little segment, show a little bit of Paul's most recent Malta Star City video, because he lived in Malta for a couple of years and actually
he did
a lot of video where he was actually going through the actual Star Citadel of Malta, exploring all the tunnels, and is finally piecing together his footage and explaining it as he goes through and stuff. And it takes the understanding of these star forts, star citadels to a whole nother level, because he shows how ancient they truly are. The buildings are, the different levels of building, the megalithic parts, and the underground city aspects of the deeper buried parts of it.
Definitely. And so yeah, here's the kind of stuff that he's showing is, I mean, look at this. It's just an imprint, right? And it's in
completely covered over by.
It looks like they're even cropping. Yeah, they're just like just planting over the top of it. And you see a lot. He shows a lot of these. That we'd call these star forts, but they're a lot rarer, aren't they? I mean, they're a lot more sort of chip looking.
Foundation. And that there's always like massive growth right on the edge of them. Like it seems like it's putting out this extra energy that attracts the plants along both the walls as well as the star fort areas and petals themselves. And then like here we go. That's
and that's what the strong center is. There's places in Australia where that happens. They look like on one side of it, all the trees will grow, or then they get places where the trees grow too fast and they can't support themselves and they all fall over. So they're definitely energy, because it just looks like a chip or something, doesn't it?
Harvesting nodes or devices, right? It's macro grid. It's a macro energy grid, macro stone ancient
Yeah,
technology as opposed to micro. We went into the
macrochip. Yeah.
smaller process. These are macro chips, exactly. Macro circuit boards, macro energy harvesting devices and technologies.
Mm. Yeah, I know, right? Which means we walk around with like phones in our hands, right? It's all micro, going, oh, look, we can talk to people. Maybe if it was one big macro system across the whole realm, maybe you wouldn't need the phone and you could still talk to people. There's
Right? Like
another
the
one.
leftover remnants of you have the intuition of, oh, this person's gonna call me, and then they call you. Well, it's like, well, we probably were telepathic during our last golden age, you know? Like I don't doubt it at all. And you have to be able to be honest with yourself, to go within yourself, to then be able to activate and access that collective higher consciousness.
Indeed, indeed. Hang on, we've got an ad playing.
Oh, my same problem.
Come on.
One of these days we will get
Go away,
ourselves an
Google
ad
ads.
blocker.
Yeah, right. I know. I should be on Brave browsers. No, I'm not. All right, there we go.
Yeah, I really use Brave browser for myself.
Yeah, I do have it. I just sometimes when you bring up like software programs, they automatically open up in Google. I just don't check it. I should delete it. But I'm going to run to the toilet really quickly, Bernie. So you have the floor for like 5 minutes, mate. I'll be asking questions when I
how much
come back.
how much of this video is left, though, my friend?
Do you want me to turn it off? There's another.
That's perfect. If there's that much left, keep it going. We're good. We're good.
Or so. Yeah, cool. All right.
Hey, Callum. How are you, brother? Callum, have you subscribed to Crypto Alchemist? Because you need to go over there because you're not a moderator yet. Everybody's a moderator on Crypto Alchemist. Anywho, I'm going to stop shilling myself. Keep watching Olaf's video here. And so I'll get Campbell at before we switch videos at the very end of this to skip back to the beginning of what we're playing here, where Olaf actually shows on the map the area that he's covering here and showing. But it's in central Russia, central Siberia, like probably above like the Kazakhstan area, I think, like literally central Eurasia, Central Asia. And it's this wall, literally. And I encourage those of you out there with the time and desire to help to please go on Google Earth and pick up some of these points on the wall and map it out and drop the pins and save them. And please help us do a project to fully document this wall because it does exist. And sadly, Google did not save the pins that me and Campbell had done in the first round last week. So we're going to have to do that all over again, or hopefully I get a hold of Olaf here and he still has it saved. But it's just insane. This wall literally goes across from the Baltic or the Black Sea and the Sea of Azov. So basically Crimea there, but to the west of Crimea, it's the Dnieper River estuary where it starts, and then it goes up on the west side of Ukraine, the west side of the Dnieper, and then it crosses in the center of Ukraine, right around the city of Dnieper City, where the double canal is, where we showed where we started the wall in our stream last time. And then from there goes northeast all across of Ukraine, crosses the Russian border, and then basically crosses about half, if not more, of the entire territory of Russia, of Siberia, through before it fully goes north into the middle of what used to be called the Sea of Tartaria, now the Russian North Arctic Ocean. Don, research on cold fusion. It's actually going quite well. It's fantastic the amount of information that is coming out online and developments that are happening. I've been back and forth talking with John Hutchinson, and he's sent me several videos just the last day in response to questions I had on certain aspects of uh, how to measure and record and use the harmonic frequencies, the resonant frequencies of specific elements, so that I can start putting those into my electrolysis reactions that I theorize will be able to then produce the transmutations of one metal element into another element through what Isaac Newton describes as the crystalline state of a metal transmutation metal element. And also Bob Greenier, I'm booked with to do some research collaboration videos and work together coming up, I think in July it'll be. And yeah, there's just so much other work done before my time that has been suppressed, but now being uploaded and restored through the Tesla Tech YouTube channel that keeps coming out and coming together. As well as I can't wait for this fall, I finally got an interview with Al from Northern Borealis, or for yeah, Northern Borealis, Forum Borealis. Sorry, brain fart. Anyways, with Al, he is a leading researcher he's pretty advanced in it. I guess not really research. He's more of a journalist, but he's got connections to the Global Energy Breakthrough Movement, which that is the group that is leading in the cold fusion developments and research that I can't wait to connect with. If you guys can see this, there is the light monoatomic powder element right there. That's a monatomic gold silver combo I've made recently. Oh yeah, so right. Oh, and it ended. Oh, it's on a commercial. Campbell, where are you? Olaf just had it up, displaying where he had the different lines and segments of the wall there. And I have no control of what is being shared right now. Sorry, guys. We are watching YouTube ads until Campbell comes back. Where's Adams Bridge? I think it's called South of Asia. Yeah, Adams Bridge, I believe, is what connects the subcontinent of India with the Tamil. Oh my goodness, what is the area there below it? Oh God, gonna drive me nuts now. I know it. The Tamil area, but it is called the country of whatever is just below India, in the Indian Ocean there. It's a giant man-made bridge that was written into the Maharashtra, I believe, or one of their ancient legends of it. And then NASA supposedly was the ones that rediscovered it when they flew over it and took pictures of it. Sri Lanka, thank you, Capalicious. Yes, the big Kush, you guys are correct. Modern Archive, y'all. And Jim Dillinger, yes, you guys know it is Sri Lanka that is connected by the Adams Bridge to the subcontinent of India. Campbell, where are you? If only I could show, because I also want to show you guys one more segment of Olaf's that he did called the 7,000-year-old Slavic calendar, and he does a very good job of documenting what was known as the ancient Slavic calendar that is literally 7,500 years old. That is 7,500-year-old Eastern European calendar and tradition, and even shows several gravestones through across Russia where it has both the common Christian date as well as the 7,500 year old Slavic date of their times carved into the gravestones, as well as the actual calendar itself and the different times throughout. And right there is a history of 7,500 years in northeastern Europe, Eurasia, and no wonder they demolished, destroyed, wiped out Tartaria, as well as this history, if they want us all to believe that we are YOLO'd and only been around for 1,000 years or 2,000 years. It's just crazy. We are one ancient species and civilization that needs to stop making the same mistakes. Stop killing each other. Love, respect, build. That is the key. Do not harm, do not destroy. Yes, Jim Dillinger. Some Russians still follow this calendar, absolutely. And it's also I believe the Celts also used this calendar for a while, as did what we call the Vikings. But we are led to believe that they were all just these brutal barbarians with no culture or civilization, when in fact it's way older than our own. What else can I talk about? Because I can't share anything. Can't wait to get StreamYard hooked back up, or... Hey, I hear Campbell. I hear Campbell. Campbell.
He did it stop. Okay.
He's back. All right.
So I'll leave you all alone.
Before you switch videos, would you mind scrolling back to just close to the beginning of this video where Olaf shows... Oh, no, you got it. Is it gone?
What's happening here?
Oh, well.
Are we still...
No worries.
We're still live. I've lost my chat. Hard message.
Oh, yeah, we're still live.
What?
It's still definitely still live. It might have just... I think you have to click on it again or something to come back.
It's asking me to log in again.
Just talking about how I want StreamYard back, and then it
how did I get
restream screws you again.
God, okay. Guys, I've been logged out of the chat. I'm just back in. I have to. There we go.
In South Africa.
Okay.
You got it back.
So we're back. Okay.
Just where on Google Maps at the very beginning, I think Olaf shows the area that he covers of that wall.
Okay, Google.
Yeah,
Google.
It's just the very beginning of that video that just played.
Oh, actually on the video. Okay, not Google. Okay.
Yeah, just at the start of the video.
Okay. Can you see that?
Yep.
Is that far enough back, or?
No, it's at the very beginning of the stream of his video, I think.
Oh, okay, very.
Oh, stupid ads! I knew that was going to happen.
Okay, guys, chat amongst yourselves. We are actually getting it together. The live's broken down a little bit. All right, here we go.
Giving me the munchies.
All right, let's show
it. Points of interest. I've marked on this map here, and I'm going to use this as an attempt to freestyle a wee bit of content and see if I can maybe work up the bottle to a live broadcast.
So we've marked out heaps.
We're going to bring you on to do it.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is...
that's Crimea. Big red line in the middle. That's the one that we covered in the first one. And then in the top
Yep.
right there of the map there, where there's all those other lines, there you go, that giant cluster in the heart, that's where he zooms in on. And that's where this wall is that we just watched throughout the video, and that's where he's playing and
Cool.
doing research of it.
All right, yeah, and that's one we did last. One that I lost, I marked heaps of it out, and then it didn't save. So, yeah, all right, cool. Well, we'll have to. Well, I'll go in and spend some time out on the Google Earths. I've also got. I don't have it with me, so I don't have the name. Sorry if you're watching. Some awesome stuff from Google Earth back from 2014. They were taking videos of it, you know, when it wasn't as what do we call, you know, sort of redone as it is today. And yeah, they sent me this footage. I'll bring something up on another live and really just show it's just a program and it's just got all these light, and then there's all this weird stuff under it, and it's just very, yeah, so that good again. All right, who we got here? Leslie, hi. Hello, Leslie. Daniel, we can no longer be divinity is God's providence. Very nice. They built roads through ancient sites to stop the frequency. Yeah, well, yeah, they cut all the like the circuitry, right? And they took
right, exactly,
and the walls, which was the circuit.
They distorted it and demented it, really. Sorry, just give me one moment.
Fascia,
I'm going to try to hook my other computer up so I can get a camera to show you some of my latest experiments here, but it'll be 1 second, or 1 minute, I should say. Right. Sorry.
And fascia, interesting word. It's the weapon. We have fascia on buildings. We have fashion, which we wear. And I've still got to do a video on fascinators, right? Those things that women used to wear, like crown type things. Stream, social comments, spoke here, click on it. Oh, so I hope I'm still live because I think the chat stopped unless people have stopped talking to me. I'll just keep. Is that? I don't know. Am I still live? Someone say hello to me. Am I still live? Let me check. Are we still live, Bernie?
You are 100% still live, brother. On all the channels. Cool. All right.
Don't know what's going on, but all the chats are all right. So while Bernie's hooking up, I was going to have a chat, but all the chats stopped. So let's have a look at some of the old buried axe blade. How you doing? Puddles, dried out Sahara. Puddles. I don't know if you mean paddles or puddles. Yeah, like the Sahara just got destroyed. I saw I can't. It was. Oh, actually, it may have even been John Levi, and he was saying that maybe it was all the, you know, the lime in the buildings, and when they got out and helped to cause the deserts. All right, I still have no comments coming through. Lonely. Don't know what's going on. I think I keep getting logged out or something. All right, let's see then. Oh, here we go. Let's have a look at this. This is in Russia as well. So let me share my screen, and I'm just going to shut my door. All right. Oh, hang on. That's the wrong one. Gosh. Sorry. That one. So this is in Russia. And so this is the kind of, you know, we've just seen all that destroyed star forts and walls. But look at this. They call this a castle. And I mean, yeah, check. Look at
melted
this, right?
Castle, for sure.
Melted Azra. I mean, just look at this. It's just bizarre. You can even see like the lines in here. this Edgul, I think, Edgul Castle. But look at this. I mean, who knows, right? Paul Cook might say that they've been, you know, like, what's the word I'm looking for, Bernie? Not concrete. Geopolymer.
Geopolymer,
Yeah,
you guys, sorry.
Oh, gosh, it's not a very good photo, sorry. But see how the wall, we see it everywhere, right? It just melds into this, the rock. And up here as well. Not a good picture to show, but here's some more of it. Just, I mean, it's definitely, I don't know, what do you reckon? Melted or sprayed in summer. Here's an old archway. And this is what you get again. You get this nice stuff that seems to be untouched.
It looks like the geopolymer and then was melted, right? And then maybe they tried to restore it a later, lesser civilization with lesser work coming in. That would be that front block work, like the remnants of the people, maybe. But like those cliffs and walls look straight, drippy, melted, blasted by massive heat or energy of some sort. And then you probably have hundreds, if not thousands, of years of erosion afterwards on that melted, what would be vitrified stone from the original geopolymer brick or mix work that was.
And you can see the difference in the heights. Like if this was a level, you can see they've literally built houses. But up here, yeah, this is, yeah, well, brick, yeah, this could be afterwards as well, couldn't it? Just built on top there and then just claim it all as one date, right? And that's what they do, right? They just build this and go, oh, well, that's when the whole thing's from. It's just like when they find a ancient site and they say, and they date it, carbon date it. So everything's from that date. Even this.
Right? Like, oh, we just got back to this little fire pit and, oh, it's from a couple 100 years ago. So that's how old this thing is. Just insane.
How old everything is, yeah.
Don't worry about the thousands of fire pits below that original fire and charcoal that are like tens of thousands of years old.
No, can't do that. Look at this, isn't it? Look, this whole mountain looks like it's just, I don't know, just melts, almost turned into a pyramid. Like this, no, it's just mad. Doors coming out of the, you know, the so-called. And so it looks like this was all hit with something, just like Australia, right? And again, we get this, you know, it's brickwork onto the old melted foundation. So that's the thing, like, is this newer than stuff, right? Look at these walls in the foreground and under here. Just don't know the time frame. And aren't they always up on, you know, hills, right? Just madness. Oh, look at that. Here's some of the wall. I reckon.
Right? Like the bricks within that melted cliff, like it had to all be one structure. And how certain parts of like Turkey, Iran, the former Ottoman Empire, and Persian empires, they all call these mountains, like melted mountains, castles, and that they are castles, but then they're blocks that are just pure blocks that just look like these melted squares, and they're like, yeah, those are also castles. And it's like, from when, what time period? And then you go back on the maps of the Tartaria of that area, and it's in those same locations of these melted castle mountain ruins that are these Tartarian castle cities of those times.
Yeah, and this one's interesting. You can see this, you know, clearly looks like they've added this at some point. They haven't done it that well. But look up here. Look at all these bricks that are in, kind of melted into the brick underneath. Pretty bizarre.
Exactly. Like it's
Uh,
several different like civilizational layers and builds, and as always, the bottom, the base, the older back, the better the technological build or material or structure seems to be for the most part, and the larger.
well, I mean, this picture, like this is like deep in one picture. Look at this massive castle that's, you know, I mean, they'll tell us it's at least hundreds of years old. Still standing there, looked after. And then in the foreground, we've just got these little mud huts and little, you know,
Little
shanties.
shanty shacks, right? Just a joke. And then we've been told, oh, it's because you're the peasants. You're who built this, and we're going to live in these forts below. No, no, and no. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's that
There we
map.
go. That was St.
St.
Petersburg.
Frederickson's or whatever it was. All right. So there we go. So have you got him hooked up? Let's have a look here.
Oh, there we go. See if I can illustrate what I want to show.
All right. Oh, we were just about to say hello to Ernie. Yeah, I still don't have any chat. What happened to my chat,
Really?
man?
I got chats on both.
Yeah, I got it. It just stopped.
Huh. Of course, it never shows up. Oh,
Three
there's a line there through it. There's like a line.
3 o'clock.
So this card's been sealed for about a month now, and it has these active like monoatomic plasma layers of clouds, and there's like that direct line in the middle, and it's like there's an exclusion zone of that line, and then there's one type of monoatomic cloud below it and one type above it, and it's like this ring that goes around the whole generator that I have in there. And there's like, it means that there's a massive electrical charge being emitted from my coils in there to keep this cloud of monoatomics forming and active. And that is a type of essentially what will be making your supercapacitant batteries and over unity batteries with
With that stuff, that's
superconducting. There we go. Superconducting.
So that big, oh yeah, that's, yeah, wow, okay, that's formal wire, is it?
Yeah, so it's a giant copper coil like one of these guys, but I had it nano coated and then it layered itself in a zinc layer across it. And so it was zinc and copper, and now it's making these different layered clouds and reactions through it.
Nice.
Strange stuff.
Oh, yeah, some interesting colours, eh? Tree of Burn Eye. Oh, I'm so annoyed I can't see any chat, man. It's just not on. Chat. No, I can't see it. Let me see.
No.
Where are we? I'm gonna have to like go onto YouTube to see the chat.
That's so weird,
isn't it? It just stopped actually logging out. So, don't know what. All right, here we go.
No,
people are low.
Never drink anything that except for that comes from the pure white monoatomic water. Anything else will definitely kill you and give you heavy metal poisoning because it's oxidized and then it collects in your body instead of helping your body.
Yeah. And of course, that's about a lot, the man and the white powder. Sometimes they baked it into cakes, didn't they? Had like little white cakes or eating instead of food a lot of the time. It was just monoatomics.
Yeah, the manna or mut it was called or something like that.
Mm.
So I
And that's
will
also like
have a little bit of it.
what like the Exodus, right? Weren't they all starving, and then that manna fell from heaven, and it was, and they had the ark. So I wonder if it came out of the ark, right?
Very interesting. Forgot about that
Yeah.
part of the story. And when you have a giant spark gap, the arc does produce ozone that condensates in a white powder as well, which could be
Well, there
triatomic
you
oxide.
go. Oh, hang on. I think I have my chat back. No, I don't.
Yay!
I
No?
don't.
What the hell?
That's right. I've got YouTube up so I can see people. I just can't put him on screen. Christian, Capalicious, hello. Wilkinson, hello. Thanks for joining, buddy. Insidious Anti-Mason. Oh, Vortex Maths, yes. Some good stuff in there.
Absolutely. And Marco's actually just come back online and started doing videos again over the past few months. So it's good to see him back. He's come back a little bit to earth. He was on that like higher demigod complex for a while there where it was like difficult to like ask him questions that he could rationally respond to, but it seemed pretty good from what I saw. He seemed actually happy again, happy.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool stuff. He actually went for the original Word of God, didn't he? And ended up finding Vortex Maths, which is interesting, isn't it? Does that mean that God he's got just
and
a code
too, linguistics? And
yeah, well, it's like we had that chat. Did you see that from Archaics? And he was talking about
watch that again. I've heard only good things about it.
Because it's interesting.
People were raving and ranting about it. I've yet to watch it. I got to remember to do that.
Interesting stuff. But it ties into all this like numerology and tarot and all this stuff because I never used to understand how any of that worked. Like I'm like, what? Especially the numerology when people sit there and they go, this word is 23, which is this chemical, which is this, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like they're reading the code. They're reading the matrix. Like they're like literally reading.
Literally, that's what it is. It's like the matrix
code. The code, yeah.
The few times that I've connected to like the source consciousness, like after being awake for a few days and then like taking a little psilocybin magic mushroom sort of situation, and then like you understand everything all at once, but the only way to really describe it is like it's a God code or God particle or something. This just conscious like code of the universal structure between fractal geometry, mathematics, and just like
and whichever way you want to look at it, whether it's simulation or the creator, God created it. It's created on a code of some kind, doesn't it? There has to be some base, and we know with phi, there's the vortex maths, all this kind of stuff.
Numbers do not lie, right?
Yeah, they don't. Well, that's the thing, right? They always used to say that maths was the only language that would translate to other says, didn't they? because it's the only constant, though, apparently. And that's
exactly
because it's a code of some kind. It's a code. It's
like
code.
People that say, "Oh, humanity invented mathematics," it's like, no, we only figured out a portion of the universal structure that is numbers and mathematical codes. And there's more and more of them, like the vortex-based mathematics, that we're only just starting to understand.
Exactly. This is the thing. I used to hate maths at school. I used to hate it because maths at school is, I just call it accountant maths. That's all it is. It's just accounting maths.
Exactly, right? There's so much of it missing that it just doesn't make sense. You're like, this is stupid. Because it's not explaining anything, and your mind knows that there's more to it, right?
No, and then I found Vortex Maths, and I think I watched his whole series in like a day, and that, I think the original one, what is it, 12 hours or 14 hours? And I literally just sat down and just watched the whole thing. Just was like, what the hell?
So, right, like just the binge watching every time you find the new. I did the same with like Rodin's work, also like Nassim Haramein the first time, like his big complex.
That one from Young, the I've forgotten the Red and Blue, yeah.
Forget the name of it.
All that kind of stuff, and Kyle Monk, the code, that's a long one.
Yeah, right. Like that's another huge one too, for sure.
Right, there's all the, and it is at least 10 years old, longer, much more. I mean, the code's from the 90s, maybe even the 80s. So
yeah, right. Like that's 3 decades.
We've had this in, just haven't been able to connect it up to the physical world. But now we're finding the walls and the star forts, and we're going, oh, hang on. All this energy, it's like we haven't really discovered anything. I mean, we haven't invented anything. We've just discovered stuff, right? Or remembered it, right? Put stuff back together. It's like energy was already here. Nobody made energy. We invented it.
Like that's why I never claim that I'm like discovering alchemy or anything. I'm only rediscovering cold fusion, only rediscovering electrolysis alchemy, only rediscovering these works from past civilizations and teachers and works like Isaac Newton's alchemy. Like there's just so much lost advanced information in it, and it proves that they were using electricity, fully understood it, and cold fusion at a much higher level than we currently do even now.
Yep, and definitely. I mean, even back in the 20s and 30s, Tesla and all this stuff, the free energy, the cars that we've seen, all that stuff again. Paul Cook, shout out to Paul.
Right.
Paul Cook, go check out his channel if you haven't already. He's like into the Popular Mechanics magazine and doing all of those machines that ran on the tap water
deep into the
and stuff. And so that was all cool stuff. Cameron Eckhoff.
I put a link in the private chat of a short Olaf video that's the 7,500-year-old Slavic calendar. If you don't, maybe play a few portion of that as I was talking it up while you were out getting coffee there. Promised it, but it's fascinating. He shows the gravestones even in Russia that have the modern Christian calendar as well as the 7,500-year-old Slavic dates in it. And literally, it's 7,500 years of history of like Northern Eurasia that they've just wiped out completely, and proves how much older things really are.
Yeah, alrighty. Let's have a look here. What was that? Okay, so share screen. That one. Alrighty, can we see this?
Yes, sir.
Let's through it, shall we?
Everybody, and today we are going to be talking about the ancients.
Olaf is a little bit hard to understand. Scottish with Russian parents, if you're wondering what the strange accent is.
Right? It's so unique, but like, double hard.
It's so Sverker. He definitely picked the right name. He just looks and sounds like Sverker.
Systems in use in the world today, and there are even more if we go further back in time. In the West, we use what is known as, which in 1582 replaced the Julian calendar, and the Julian calendar had been in place since the times of Julius Caesar.
Is this right place, or did you have it in the right place? Because I put it.
Yeah, I think it's about a third in that he starts demonstrating.
Yeah, it was up here somewhere. Oh yeah, that was there. Okay.
The Slavic Aryan Vedas, which
and because he's of Russian descent, he's able. There's the calendar, I think, part of it. But he's actually able to decipher all the Russian language and translate it, and where he gets all of this fantastic ancient Tartarian knowledge from.
Yeah. And look at this, for instance, apart from this one that we all know, right? But these are very similar to stuff in the Oralinda book.
Yeah, and like a runic Viking Slavic. That would
which is pretty much
also be Scythian Tartarian.
Would predate that, so it's like it's like a. And this is the thing, right? The race right, the people right across the sort of what's be called the northern regions, white, right? They all came and they all had this language, and it all got changed, and everything got intermingled. Olaf.
Oh, hit full screen, please.
Good point.
In fact, there was a few, despite the census going about and destroying any evidence of this calendar having ever existed. One of the best ways to control and take away their history, and one of the best ways to take away their history is to deny their most significant event, and it's usually a significant event that these calendars start their count from. This extremely complex and accurate calendar requires no adjustment for leap years and runs in perfect
7,000 years, and it's a starport imprint of the city.
Far further than what mainstream historians would tell us, including the written language, but also speaks volumes for the development of these, as any calendar requires the usage of written records and observation of celestial events. For the calendar era reached date 7,208 before change, that the people remained unified for this entire time under one empire, and that the same calendar was used throughout. Here we can see a monument with 7,162. So you can see that even after this reform, not everybody followed under the new calendar. Now, getting into the etymology of words, I'm sure there is many people that study Latin that would argue with me. However, the name for this calendar, as we know it, is Cagliadi Dar, which gift of Cagliada. Cagliada being the person that designed this calendar in the first place. Now, this sounds not only extremely like the modern, but so do many Indo-European words when looked at from an etymological perspective. And without going into it here, I believe that this gives us a true hint on languages today. This is the Nikolsky Cemetery in St. Petersburg, and again you can see the date written, although it's not very clear, 7,100. You name a single other race, a single other people, a single other country, nation, whatever you want to call it, empire on the face of this planet that has a history, a written stretching back nearly 7,500 years. It's the oldest calendar that exists on the face of this earth, and it makes the Mayan calendar look like a baby. So going back to the date in which this calendar begins, this will require a video on itself, but I kind of just throw it out there with explaining it. The creation of, we must ask ourselves what this means. What event could have been so significant to the people at the time that they began a new calendar? They started to count from that date and stuck with 1,200 years until the calendar, along with their history, was stolen out from underneath them. And the creation of the world was nothing. The creation of the world and the start of the world and the conclusion to a millennial war and the signing of a peace treaty between the two nations involved. The ancient Slavic Aryan Empire, which we know under as Altaria, and Cathay, or ancient Aramea, which we now know as China. This is the Alexander Cemetery in St. Peter. Closely, I have not lost it. Where are we? There's a date in here somewhere.
Down the bottom. I'll laugh.
I can't see it, I'll show you here. 88. So back to the creation of the world and the Star Temple. Asura, the prince of the Senya, as it was known at the time. Asura today, however, we know him as the Hindu deity Hanuman. He ruled in Belvodai, and Aramean, the ruler of Aramea, or ancient. That is, they concluded the peace treaty between the Great Race and the Great Dragon, according to which the defeated Aramea's built a wall. This wall we know the Wall of China. The wall at the time, however, was called Kitai, which when translated means key, great, and Tai. This also explains how all these ancient maps we see China referred to as Kathai or Kithai. It was a high. China at the time was known as the Great Wall or the Great Fence. The Kitai Garod in Moscow, for example, is not named because of any Chinese connection. It's the Great Wall that surrounds it, the wall. You can see here there are numerous examples of this day extending further. This is the in St. Petersburg again, 7,388.
Oh no!
Symbol for this victory, the signing of this peace treaty, is still known today. Like most Christian iconography and Christian mythos, it was pinched and stolen for the pagans, pinched and stolen for the people that came before them. The victory over Cathay is the symbol of St. George. It's a white knight on horseback striking down. This is Arca Singhard, who's drawn from the 17th century, and what's that in the top left corner but a griffin?
And Bernie's t-shirt.
And again, I'm sure you all remember the symbol of the Chinese flag, the Chinese animal warrior right now. This right here is the same dragon that St. George struck. I don't think any dragon. I think it's far more likely that it was metaphorical, and that metaphor being destruct. Now, these are the Slavic Aryan Vedas I was talking about, and I have a copy of one of the translations here. But if you don't speak or read Russian, then I can honestly, there is no English translation.
Something that fascinates me is all the old versions of the same languages.
The same what? Versions of old languages?
Like Old English compared to Latin, compared to modern English, to like Old Russian to modern Russian, Old Greek to modern Greek, and just how they're almost completely different languages in a sense, and how they left where they went, and just the trickery that was pulled on us essentially to lose the meanings of everything.
Yeah. I mean, we know, right, the great vowel theft when they took vowels out, and we know they've changed the languages. Old English. That's the one that people are not allowed to speak anymore. All right, I might stop this. So he's talking about China being the dragon. Oh, caught Bernie out on his phone, his Instagram.
I'm just sharing our stream live on Facebook with all the alternative history Facebook groups. We'll see how it works.
Oh, nice. All right. So who's still with us? Christian B. Hello, Manuel. It's coming up to 4:20 in here. It is. It's 4 o'clock. How did that happen?
Time flies when you're
Have you
having fun.
I know, right? Oh, okay. We're almost at 2 hours. All right. So let's just have a chatty chat. Hippie Shake, Tommy G, Michael 03, Jim Dillinger, Michael De Silva, Jethro. That's a cool name. Jeff Campbell. I have emailed you a few times. Oh, have you? I'm sorry, Jethro. I have someone looking after my emails who is just so. I have email issues. I have so many issues. Basically, there's only one of me. That's my main issue. I need like that Keaton movie where he like made heaps of drawings of himself. Yeah, but I've got someone who's going to be looking after a few things. Email me again, Jethro, and we will get to it.
You just reminded me. If you have not watched, I think it's like Pentategrate or Penta something on Netflix. It's Michael Myers' new video series, Mike Myers, where he does like 8 different characters, all himself on it, and it's like they literally make fun of all of the stupidest conspiracies out there, and then leave out all of the ones we talk about.
Yeah, right. Yeah, nice one. Yeah, because everyone's talking about it at the moment. It's like, oh, it's such a big truth drop, and oh, how's he getting away with this? And so I can't remember. Yeah, what is it? Penta something. But if you just put up Mike Myers, it'll come up because it's so popular. But yeah, I haven't. I want to go watch a couple of series. I heard it was good, but I also heard that it's Mike Myers at the top. I've got to say.
He cut down a lot on like the potty humor, so I gotta say it's a lot better. It's pretty good. And the one good thing that he brought up is like he makes fun of Davos, which like that's the real conspiracy going on right now, where all those elite a-holes meet, Davos. But in his he calls it the Meadows, and it's pretty good. I won't ruin it for everyone, but I highly do recommend watching it. And watch what's going on at Davos right now, because those a-holes, they need to go.
Yeah, it's the same thing, and this is what we're starting to see, and we can't get into it too much. But all this stuff, it's just movies. It's just movie sets, right? Hollywood is the same as I call them the Swen. You know what I'm talking about? It's the same stuff, and we've seen this coming out. They're using footage from 10 years previous and stuff and on it, and these scenes where you see, they'll have this scene, it looks really bad, and then they'll pan out, and you'll just see this news crew like just around this one little sign. And we've seen this in Davos. Is they've invited all these reporters in, right? Only certain reporters, and of course, again, they just man off. So. Avi Yamini's over there at the moment. He's an Australian reporter for Rebel News, and he's just been trashing them, just going up to him. He's just going, "Oh, wait, talk to me, blah blah blah." But yeah, it's just such a show. It's, right? And it's like that country of crime, right? He's just he's a cross-dressing pop star.
American Republican. Journalist that got arrested there today by their police.
Oh, really?
It's crazy. Yeah. He's a very popular on Twitter. He's like a Republican, pro-Trump sort of journalist. And yeah, he got arrested. Live streamed himself getting arrested by the actual Davos police, Davos committee police, paramilitary, and they have these 2 crazy skull symbols, just evil looking style insignia and everything on them, just nuts.
Did you see their fearless transhuman like a Star Wars fighter on May the 4th on his sleeves? Did you see that?
No.
Like a little Star Wars, whatever they're called, on May the 4th, right? Yeah. the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with
so it's
you.
still, yeah, and like you two went there, right, in the middle of a war, starving, and everything was, you know, it was too dangerous, people being blown up. You too went there, and they played a concert in the subway, and Angela there, and she was like getting footage of herself walking down the street, and it looked perfect. Shops were open, people were like off, and it's like, well, we're in the middle of a war zone. So it's just crazy. But
yes, it really is.
As far as we can go on that topic, probably are all down. What's everyone saying?
Exactly.
Honey Bones, how are you?
Don't need to use my new one now that I've reached 1,000. Don't take me down again.
Yeah. Congratulations on 1,000. Yeah, everyone. Bernie's link to his channel is in the description. Have a look at his work. Give him a like, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff.
Please have the algorithms.
Yeah, because I think we mentioned it last week, didn't we? Like, oh, I've got 1,000 subscribers. I'm doing a live. And I'm like, oh, that happened.
Thank you.
So we got you the next 20 or 30 or whatever. So push you over the edge. Yeah, if you're into alchemy and all this stuff and burner faucet, how do we say that? Burner philosophy. So burner philosophy.
I like that. Autodidactic electrical engineering into free energy is what we are working on as well. And with Mike, he's been having some good successes. I'm going to have a stream with him again coming up where I'm going to start reproducing a couple of his devices, as well as some of these simple builds I've seen on YouTube where they have a couple of like it's spark the igniters in the engine, spark plugs, and then hooked up with a couple of copper solenoids around like a speaker, and then wired together where it seems to be powering light bulb. And they seem pretty legit, and there's so many of them that it's like it's gotten over my skepticism that it's a fraud, and it's enough that I'm going to put the energy and resources into trying to make one of them, because they seem simple enough that it'll be a decent day project. And well, if I have an ever working light bulb, that right there should be enough to show the way what we're doing. Yes, Michael De Silva, the Hutchinson effect. I've been talking with John a lot. He's just moving into his new domed house that they've built on the property with him and his wife, Nancy, and he says he'll be available to do some interviews with us starting in July. So look forward to that, because he is one very brilliant human being.
He is. We should get him on with Ken and get them fun. No, let's not do that. They'll disagree. It'll just be like odd.
Right.
2-hour mark, so we might say goodbye. So thanks everyone for joining us. Keep an eye out. We'll be back next week on Thursday, Australia, so make sure you check that out. Big announcement coming up for it, and heaps of stuff going on in the background, and yeah, channels and all that kind of stuff. And thanks for joining us, and share this video around, show people what's out there. They're in the real world. It's not what they think it is. Yeah, love you all.
Sharing is caring, and it's that we're putting forth evidence that's undeniable, that just cracks open that cognitive dissonance that, hey, look, there's so much more out there than what they try to tell us. And whatever you decide to believe to be possible is, the mind is the ultimate, weapon, whether you let them use it against you or whether you're going to use it for yourself. That is the key, and to use your free will to manifest a free future and a heaven on earth. Until the next
time. Yes.
I love you all.
Stop watching news and reading all that stuff. And yes, hello again, Cameron. So I saw you've been sending messages. You sent me messages on Facebook. Anyone who sent me messages on Facebook again, Sorry. Too many messages.
Exactly.
Just can't.
I gotta say the same too. I am so behind on Instagram messages, Facebook. I will be getting onto them as well as the email, but that is my homework this week. All of yours is getting that footage of cathedrals, star forts, and the rest of it. And keep your eyes to the skies and your camera filming with it.
Well, there you go, guys. Keep your eyes to the skies. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. Awesome. We love you all, and we will talk to you on the next upload. Bye for now.